How you guys doing? This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog out of Austin, Texas. I am super excited to bring one of my main contractors, one of my observers of my properties in Detroit, one of my safety hazard suit wearing buddies, a lady who's a award-winning contractor out of Detroit. Everybody, welcome to the show, Asia Denson.
You supposed to go,
Asia. Please introduce yourself to the audience so they know who you are. You know that I ain't just making it up.
All right, what up, though, everybody? I'm Asia Denson, born and raised in Detroit. I am a general contractor, licensed and insured. I'm an investor in Detroit as well. I fix and flip mainly turnkey properties, but I do have properties that I own myself that I'm finally going to start renovations on. Basically, I am the eyes and ears for clients who don't live here or anywhere near America. So I'll go out, scout the property for them, get them an estimate, of course, all for nominal fees, of course. And I'll do the rehab for them, or they'll hire somebody else. But it's cheaper to pay me to go look at it by the time you fly here and go get a hotel room and go eat and all that good stuff.
Right. So everybody, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. So everybody today, hello, drop your city and state here so we know where you guys are coming from. There are 62 people so far in the chat. Definitely hit that like button for us and drop your questions about Detroit in here while you're at it. Now, Asia, I brought you on for a very special show today. Currently in America, we have this eviction moratorium. Now, I can't personally say any addresses or anything like that, but I am personally, as a landlord, have tenants and clients who have been in houses for months, for let's even say 8 months, and haven't paid. And Donald Trump has come in and said, don't worry, Big Booty Betty and everybody else, y'all don't got to pay till January. Now, what are landlords to do, Asia?
Fortunately for me, my tenants still been paying because they know I put them out. I don't care what's going on. You're gonna get put out, period. That's me. But they've been paying. I've had one tenant who paid partial rent, but she's been an amazing tenant. So I'm like, girl, it's all right. Cause she actually used her pandemic, balling money as she should. And that's the thing I don't understand. Like with some of these tenants, you got all this extra money instead of y'all being at Somerset Mall buying out the Gucci and the Louis store. Why didn't you pay your bills? And then y'all want to be on the news upset and mad like, I can't believe my landlord would have put me out, but you dripped in Gucci. So as a landlord, I think it depends on the type of relationship that you already had previously with your tenants. Like everybody in Detroit know I'll sue you and I'll put you out. I'm going to take your tax return. I'm going to garnish your wages. I'm going to do whatever I can legally within my responsibility to get my money. I'm going to get paid. So like my tenant from 2017, I just got her 2019 tax returns this year. So she had a hell of a surprise on her face when she seen that nice $1,500 something that came out of her check. So it was like $1,542. So I'm owed like $8,000. So every November 1st, I have to have my attorney file the paperwork to take a part of her. It's either the federal or the state or the city. It's one of them, but it's a part of her income tax return that you can take in the state of Michigan. So that's one thing you can do. And you can do it that way, and then just keep track of all of your expenses. Like once you put them out, how much that costs you to have an attorney go to court to legally evict them, to have a bailiff come if that's a cost. Keep track of that. Whatever your contractor had to come in there and repair, keep track of that. Make sure before you even rent it to that tenant that you have very good before pictures of what that house looked like. Because that's what really helped me because I document everything. This is a brand new fully rehab house that this tenant messed up, and her kid then wrote her ABCs all on the walls in crayon. I'm like, I just painted this house. Why do I have to repaint? So I charged her for that. So I kept tracking everything. My total, I think, was about $8,000 that I'm owed. So she was married, and her husband signed the lease.
Hey, to get into the camera frame just a little bit more. There we go. Perfect.
So her husband signed the lease as well. So I'm trying to get his information so now I can go after his wages as well, because whoever is on the lease over the age of 18, I'm suing all y'all, period. So as a landlord, that's one thing you can do in the state of Michigan. I've heard that there's some type of funding that they're helping people get. I have no idea how that works because fortunately, my tenant's been paying because I put you out in a winter storm. I don't care. So That's just me.
So majority of our tenants are paying, and something that we've heard popular is cash for keys, so they don't tear the place up. What are your thoughts on the cash for keys?
I think it works. I've never had to do it personally, but I definitely think it's part of it because at the end of the day, people just need enough money to move. Like nobody really wants to get set out. At least I don't think so because it should be embarrassing to you. Your stuff all on the street. The neighborhood is going to come go through your stuff because it's a free for all. It's not my responsibility to label anything when I throw you out. Whatever's in that house when we come is going in the dumpster. Now, if it's something worth value, I might keep it myself or sell it or whatever. But once that possession comes back to me, everything in that house is mine. So if I want to throw it out, the neighborhood is a free for all. But I do think cash for keys is cool. Most of the time, you only got to give them like maybe $300 to $500 because that's what they need to move, like to pay a moving company or to come or go to get a U-Haul or something.
So part of what I'm thinking too is, I'm being careful here. I want to be careful. Some people are abusing the pandemic. You know, some people are abusing it. And I have a tenant who's working a full-time job, has not lost their job, continues to go to work, actually works at a hospital or something that I'm not certain exactly where, or might be like a CNA or something like that. You know, one of them bonquishas. I'm not certain.
Not paying rent.
Not paying no rent.
She taking advantage. Now she is definitely taking advantage of what's going on with the pandemic. Now, granted, it's some people who really are living paycheck to paycheck and can't pay. And if they were amazing tenants before this, I have no problem working with you. But if you was already late before, like you getting put out.
She had 4 months. So there's a thing called a professional tenant, is what people call them. I'm saying the nice word. There's some other words people call them, but I'm gonna say professional tenant.
Correct.
And what a professional tenant is, someone who basically knows how to work the system. And this is what this young lady did. Essentially, she hadn't paid rent for 2 months. We were putting her out. Detroit's so completely backed up that she used that to her advantage. Said, "Well, I was at work, so you have to give me another court date." So she gets another court date. I don't know if our property manager just didn't make that one, but he had to go back and make another court date because he couldn't make it. So she goes to that one and they like, "Boo, it's been 6 months. You have to get out. Goodbye, get out." The first judgment still stands. Well, guess what? A week later, the sheriff couldn't come put her out because COVID had hit Detroit and hit Detroit hard in March. Yeah. So I am sympathetic to that. Don't get it twisted. But this is a young lady who is working a job and has not stopped working a job this whole time.
And on top of that, she probably still got, it's people who still was working and still got COVID money. And they got food stamps. And they got whatever else was out here. So some stuff it just ain't adding up to me. Like it just don't make sense.
Mm-hmm. And so the reason I named the title of this video, "Watch Out for Your Tax Return Check," is because California just passed the law because so many landlords had already ran down there to get people's tax returns for 2021 that California said, "Look, y'all, calm down. What about 2022? And the reason I bring this up is some people basically rebalance their books every year or get a new car or get TVs with their tax refund check.
Okay, let's back up. Let's go to the TV conversation. I never understood why people buy new TVs every year. You just bought a TV. And then when COVID hit, y'all just got y'all tax return. Think about it. Because COVID hit up here hard in like mid-March, right? They just got their taxes. So how are you still buying TVs? How is your rent not paid? You just got your taxes. But you know what they went and bought up here? Dodge Challengers, Dodge Chargers. Like you can't find no Challenger. You can't find no S-Cat up in Detroit right now. You can't find no RT Charger. The Gucci stuff sold out. The Louis stuff sold out. You can't find no Cartier frames. So it's like, what are y'all buying? Oh, y'all pandemic balling. Okay. But on the plus side, some of the landlords who don't want to deal with that, Detroit is going to be a fire sale come spring 2021, I think, because I'm already seeing it.
Well, and I also think 2021, so people got this unemployment that was almost equivalent to what they make a year. Like they got like 17 grand.
It was
more than what some people make.
It was more. Most people in Detroit made more money off that COVID money than they made in a year, which is pretty sad.
Well, and then here's the thing: they're going to pay taxes on that unemployment, and that's the part people aren't paying attention to. That you thinking you're going to get an 8 grand, 6 grand refund check in the spring, and that will not be so. And then 2022, if let's say you're really out of a job, 2022, when you think you're really going to get a refund check, some of y'all landlords is going to get that refund check. I mean, that's just what it is, and so we can't have a society with no rules, right?
Right.
And thank you. Some people are saying, "You go Asia, get them."
So I'm gonna read some of the comments then, since she got us on mute. All right, what somebody said, how to avoid professional tenants. So what I learned is I can't be nice. Like how I got screwed was like I got a heart, I'm a girl, and I've learned this. A lot of tenants, especially professional tenants, they get over on women more than men. Men, majority of the time, they ain't taking nobody's stuff. They putting their foot down, and you can't really run game on the dude. But a woman, they gonna play on your women's, intuition, your nourishment, and stuff like that. So I think that's one way you can avoid professional tenants. Another way is to be strict. If you have rules for your move-in, do not bend them, period. If they got to have all the utilities in their name, if whoever on the lease got to be signed, they only can move in on this day between this and that time, keep those rules in place. That's where I messed up. I should have never went down on the deposit. I let her only give me $250 in the money order. I should have had the water switch from her name the day she moved in. Instead, I left it in my name, and then I just let her pay me. But of course, what she do, she a professional tenant. She reversed the payment, so I had to add that to my lawsuit as well. So it's just stuff like that. Like whatever your rules are in the beginning, you got to stay firm the whole time. But the next person that moved in, she got a whole new agent. When the 5th came, here's your letter. You have 7 days to pay. I'm not taking. I don't care. Like that's it. But I haven't had. But she's been an amazing tenant. So when COVID hit, she did use her unemployment to pay, and then she couldn't pay August because the extra 600 ran out. But we've been working with her because she been paying for 2-3 years. So it's like she done showed. She done proved herself. So just like in a relationship when you're dating somebody, they have to prove themselves to you before you proceed. The tenant got to prove themselves to you as well before you start being any kind of lenient. And make sure everything you do is in writing, either email or a certified letter or a text, but something got to be in writing.
Part of what made me want to do this video, Asia, is the guy who went viral where he's like screaming, crying because the lady tore, for me, busting the windows aren't cheap. So this man was looking at like a $30,000 repair, really, honestly, if that, maybe more. And there was paint on hardwood floors. And to me, what are some things a person can do to stop that? I think is meet them at the door. You don't get, that day, if you're giving them cash or keys or you ask them to leave, having someone come by, right?
Yeah.
What are some things you could have done better on that?
Well, I got police friends that I'm cool with, so if something really go down, I'm like, hey, dog, I need a favor. They're like, cool, and they'll meet me over there. So if you can have like police presence with you at that moment, that's cool. But whenever you do the cash keys, don't give them nothing until that day. Like we need to walk the house together, and then after the end of that walk, here your bread. But that same day y'all walk the house, you better have fire insurance because they will come back and try to burn the house down. I've seen that happen to clients. And you better secure it. But if you
speaking of that, you or my property manager better email me that insurance lady name.
I got you.
I told you that on Sunday. It's Tuesday.
I thought
and so that's sad that we have to do that, but I think it's important because even Cosmic Wisdom said, I'm doing a major rehab to prep for a real now in Ohio myself, taking notes. Be careful, man.
Yeah, I don't know Ohio rules, but I'm sure they might be a little similar to us because they just down the street.
He said, I'm a tax preparer. I like that extra money during tax season. Anthony Bolton, listen, you're going to have some surprises in 2021, baby.
Oh, let me back up. The funny thing about this tenant is they do taxes as well. That's what makes this so funny.
Oh, that's sad.
Matter of fact, I had them served at the place she do taxes. I had her served there. Like, I'm that petty. You want to be that bold? I'm going to be even bold. I'm from Detroit too, boo. You want to play this game? Let's do it. but I'm just gonna do it within my legal ramifications.
Get in the frame, Asia. What I tell you about that? Thank you, whoever just added us, the CEO on Instagram. I appreciate it. Shout out to you during the show. Okay, so part of what, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Somebody said straight gully. Y'all cracking me up. Oh, she don't play. They said gangster D. Joshua said, he said, I'm mean, but damn.
I'm not mean. I'm just like, look, after that first time, like I'm telling y'all, it take you one time to get got in business, however it comes. Like it took one time for me to get played by a sub. I got two. So I had 3 lawsuits to do this year. I got one that's old girl with the tenant, and I got 2 more I'm going after. The COVID just slowed it down, but I'm telling you, it takes one time, and sometimes you got to make somebody an example. They were professional tenants. They've been doing that to people for years. I'm the first one who was like, okay, you ain't about to do this to at least me, but the next person she think about it, she might second guess now.
Well, she gonna be paying taxes for 3 years, so she, and to me, what I've noticed here, and especially this fall, I'm doing tax lien shows, Asia. I'm doing tax lien, my live tax lien class where I'm purchasing in different cities and states. Tax liens are gonna be lit, and people that are in a position that are at their house, they're gonna pay their taxes because they ain't gonna have nowhere to go. So tax lien returns and redemptions are gonna be nice this year. People saying they can't do nothing but respect your mind.
Oh, thank you.
He said, how do we evolve professional tenants?
This is what I think too. For one, you got to show people who you are and what you're willing to do legally at the beginning. Now, some people do the Detroit way and get stuff handled. I believe in black and white and the law taking it, because the way I went about doing, now she got eviction on her record. Now this showing up on her credit report, stuff like that, stuff that can really damage her. Like, you thought you was going to get a new car with your tax return, feelings hurt because 1, it's on your credit, and 2, I took it. So no new car for you. So that's one way to avoid it. Another way to avoid it is whatever you allow in the beginning is how it's going to continue. So if you have rules in place that say a deposit is $1,500, that deposit is $1,500, not $1,490, not $290, not $100. No, you can't do installments. If rent is due on the 1st, late at the 5th, eviction started on the 10th, you need to follow that protocol. If a letter got to go out, like on the 6th, my tenants are getting a letter. If I got to go take that letter over there and drop it in the mailbox, you're getting a letter. And then after the 10th, now I can go down to the court, start 7-day eviction process, pre-COVID, and go from that. If all the utilities have to be in that tenant's name the day of move-in, make sure you do that. Don't be stupid like me. That first time was like, oh no, it's okay. I give you time to put it in your name. And of course, when she saw she could do that, she knew she had got me, but I got her too. So my biggest thing is whatever you say the rules are in the beginning, you got to follow them to the T. There's no leniency. Now, once they prove themselves, after they've been there 2-3 years, as I might be a little late this month, all right, cool, don't worry about the late fee. But my new person done been there 3-4 years now, so yeah, okay, we can do that.
Mm-hmm. So what questions would you have? Like if you have a tenant and you're saying, okay, to avoid a professional tenant, they need to, what's all the rules? What are some of your rules? Like
the first question I'm asking is, why are you moving? I need to know that.
Right.
That's the no, why are you moving? The second question I'm asking, why are you in a rush to move? So a person's in a rush to move, that's a red flag. Ask for references. Like, I'm gonna need them last 3 landlords where you at, so I can find out what type of person you are. I think in the past with that professional tenant I dealt with, they were just happy to get the keys back, so they don't want to go. A lot of landlords don't want to go through the courts because one, they ain't rehab the house right, so now you open up a whole nother can of worms that you don't want to do. I rehab all my houses to code, so if you want to go call the city on me, let's call them. I'm gonna pass, so I ain't worried about it. So got that kind of leverage, that makes a difference. So if you being a cheapo and not doing your rehab to code or doing right, not putting the proper inspections with all this stuff going on, that makes a difference too. And tenants know that. And they like, well, you just don't want to go to court and stuff like that, and they're going to take advantage of that. So those are kind of like my top things.
Okay. So some people in here may be like, damn, they ain't playing with nobody, right? But it's important because what ends up happening is we end up getting hurt. We have to eat that cost. And I think people don't understand that we end up having to eat that cost as business owners, and that's really just not fair.
Yeah, because I don't know if you've seen this meme floating on social media that was like, the tenant gonna tell the landlord, how dare you want your rent on time every month. You something about some money or something. And my response would have been like, how dare you want to live in my property? Go get your own house. Like, that's how you solve that.
Yeah. Or you can go live in the federal government.
But they got rules too.
Yep.
They got super rules. Like, they will put you off Section 8 for like ever if you don't follow whatever their rules are. I don't know what they are per se, but I know they got rules.
Good. What? Listen, I always tell people, hey, you don't like it, you can leave, baby. You don't like it, you can leave.
Simple. You don't like the rules at my property that you're being a tenant from, just like your mama said, you can leave. You don't want to follow my rules.
Oh,
you can go.
Are you ready to be grown? You ready to be grown? That's how you know your parents are like, you ready to pay bills?
Yeah. You want to be an adult?
You want to be an adult? Okay, no problem. Okay, let's see. Some people got some good comments in here. Hold on a second. I'm scrolling, y'all. I'm scrolling. Yeah, Asia used to run with BMF. What's that mean?
Oh, that's Black Mafia family. I don't run with them. Oh. Yeah, they the truth.
What they do?
I don't know. I'm just say YouTube Detroit BMF.
I'm scared of that. That's scary.
That's all right with me.
People need to spend money on what they want. People spend money on what they want, whatever they need. This is very true.
Correct. I agree with that.
Hey, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Would y'all like to see a little meetup in Chattanooga, Tennessee? In the fall coming up? Anyway, might make it happen.
Yep.
I saw people buying video consoles with their stimulus checks. You still can't find consoles at Walmart or Target.
You know what else you can't find? Refrigerators and stoves.
Yeah. They make sure they got them stoves, baby.
Yep. And people buying second refrigerator because they had to stock up on food.
Well, listen, that's smart. I'm going to just tell you right now, if you from the South and you know like I know, go ahead and get you that 100-pound bag of rice. Go ahead and get you all the black beans and dry beans and field peas you can get.
You also can't really find up here generators.
Oh, yeah, because food prices about to hit crazy this fall.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like 4 states that got real bad fires and all kind of stuff. But anyway, all right. Why did I find new TV boxes at my rental in the dumpster? Happened right around stimulus time. You already know.
But I ain't mad because I've been looking at some of these prices of these TVs and I'm like, okay, I get it.
I get it. But here's the thing. It's also, so this is something someone said to me. In Argentina and in Chile, they put the school on TV because they know kids are home. And I said, well, why don't we do that in America? Because we know these little kids, these wonderful angels, are home. So I think we should be doing that too. So anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of smart though.
Okay. So here's the next one. Somebody said time to buy the block in Detroit. So you think you said about February, March 2021?
Yeah. Or as soon as it gets cold, because I normally buy myself between October and April because it's cold.
Listen, everybody, October to April. Now, what did I tell y'all? For those of you who are going to be in the tax lien course or already have, there's like 700 students in the tax lien course already over the course of the 4 years I've given it. There are October, November, December. What happens, people in the chat, October, November, December? Everybody put in the chat what happens October, November, December. And Asia, you know, I have this whole theory that while everybody else is out there shopping and Hallmark Channel Christmas and baking cookies, there's people, they programmed it that way because what happens in most states in October, November, December, Asia?
It's holiday time and ain't nobody concerned about nothing but Christmas.
Right?
That's when I buy.
And that's when the tax liens and auctions and foreclosure auctions are like slamming every day. Yep. And that's why when I'm in conversations with people who do real estate, it's a whole different conversation. Somebody's like, oh my God, girl, come over our house party for Christmas. And I'm like, girl, we working.
I'm come. I'm just going to have my phone. What's your Wi-Fi?
Right, you know? And so I think people, they really ain't paying attention, but it's okay. It's going to still be lots of opportunity for people to get in this year. And then for those of you asking about the tax lien course, again, for the love of Pete, we will be doing a live, like right now we're surveying all the people we can out of the class and seeing what states you guys are looking forward to, because that'll help us kind of pick out what we're doing this year. So there's a couple different things I got up in the works, but anyways. All right, let's go. Keep going down. What's up, Sandy Springs? Gorilla fist on them, man. Dang, Thompson, that
Gorilla fist is awesome.
I haven't bought a new TV in 8 years. Asia, I'm in Detroit too. I've been trying to search how to evict a tenant if you're not under the CARES Act. I own free and clear, so should we be able to evict as normal, right?
I believe so, but the thing is the courts are so backed up. So normally what would take 30 to 60 days, you're looking at 90 to 120. So now that tenant in there 3 to 6 months. And on top of whatever's going on. So your best bet right now is cash for keys. That's your best bet. Like, look, boo, this ain't gonna hit your credit. This ain't gonna hit your you ain't gonna get no eviction on your credit, your credit report or nothing like that. You know, here go 500, here go 1,000, here go 1,500. Don't mess the house up. And then I even had them sign off on something to let them know that I won't come after you later if you do that. That way, everything legally binding, they got a copy, but you not getting this money to the day we walk the house. But the day you walk that house with them, you better have your people on right there in the driveway with some drills and dogs ready to secure the house. And your insurance agent make sure that your policy is valid, like for real. Because if they that type of tenant and they super professional, your house gonna be set ablaze. But if you got insurance, cool.
She just said your house is gonna be set ablaze, y'all. Just so they're gonna set their house ablaze.
Look, I'm serious. I've seen it. Marcus can vouch for me on this. We have seen it.
Get back in your frame. Stop slouching.
I'm sorry, it's a habit.
Okay. Boy, they call me all day and night over here, baby. Somebody correction. She's repping Jackson State University. Much respect. Somebody was saying Army girl, and she was like, no.
It is a camouflage hat, but it is Jackson State.
She said she got the entire Detroit Police Department in her pocket.
Not the entire, but I went to high school with a lot of them, and we cool. So when I need
she said, are you paying them to leave, or you're giving them their deposit? Baby, you've already used your deposit. Like once you are in the process of eviction, like I'm probably got your deposit because you forfeited months.
Yeah,
like they don't have no deposit after that.
That deposit paid for us to go to court.
Basically, like I don't think people understand. Like when I'm like you, that's gone. That's gone. Mm-hmm. You don't have no deposit. Great content as always. Where is the Classy Climb 5K race taking place? So that 5K race, Toys for Tots, my personal trainer puts it on every year to raise money and get Toys for Tot boxes. So I will be going November 7th. I'm going to try to recruit Money Madu and some people out of Houston. I want to put together like a 10 team of us running together. It's a 5K, y'all. It's just 2 miles. We ain't really trying to hurt our ankles out here. We're just doing just enough.
Austin?
Yeah, it's in Austin.
I do that.
It's in Hutto, like November 7th. So for those of you, there's about 500 of y'all who follow the channel who are in and around Austin. You might as well come on out.
I do that.
November 7th, whoever's asking. So look, somebody said you evicted an accountant.
They were definitely not an accountant. They were
an accountant.
Maybe a street accountant, but they were definitely not an accountant. No. Most definitely not. I was reading some more of these comments.
Keep going. Listen, Goddess Noel, thank you for the $5 super chat. Listen, you guys know I'm running like 3 different businesses here, so I'm going to be looking at the phone sometimes, but Asia got it. She's reading them. She's on top of it. If you had taxes taken out of your unemployment payments, will there still be some tax liability for 2020?
I think so, because whatever you made prior to that, that's still going to be taxed or something like that, or you might get a refund, or you might owe. I don't know. I'm not really sure. That'd probably be a good question for your CPA, I would think.
As I would say on the channel, CYA, consult your attorney, consult your accountant. And this is free information. Disclaimer, we're not attorneys. We're not financial planners. We don't have those titles. Thank you, Doug. Award-winning Doug. Cash App your girl anytime. What is the age range of these professional tenants?
I'm going to say 18 to 100. I don't discriminate. I want to say birth, but
it's because they've learned to use the system to their advantage.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 18 because that's how you got to be minimum to sign a lease. I wonder, can you make that a requirement? Like you got to be 25 and up, or is that considered age discrimination?
That's considered age discrimination. You can't do that. I do know that part. I think it's after 18. They just have to show, well, now I do know in college areas, if someone's under 21, you can always ask for a parent as a co-signer. Or if they're a student, right? They're not full-time employed. You can ask for stuff then.
Yeah, that's cool. Let me see what's some more questions.
Thomas said, my old landlord used to put a doorknob lock on the doorknob. You had to go see to get in your apartment. That's wild. Y'all's wild. Somebody said she went to Jackson State.
Yes,
not only did you go to Jackson State, you played in the band.
Yeah, I played drums in the band.
You played the piccolo.
That's not a drum. No, I was in the band. My major was industrial engineering technology. I'm a little smart.
Everybody, Asia, do you have a property management company in Detroit? Thank you also for talking to my mom when she contacted you.
I don't remember who your mom is, but you're welcome. And no, I do not do property management. So I kind of fell into the few that I managed by the ones that I flipped to buyers. They just wanted me to like still collect the rent. And like if any maintenance orders come in, I just go fix it and then, just send them a bill. But fortunately for me, I've only had to go fix one house I've sold in 3 years. And that's because I had to replace the hot water tank. But I knew that was going out because I didn't fix it. So if you do your rehab right, you don't get no calls.
Well, I see today we've had to put somebody in timeout. Congratulations. Anyway, what's up, AM1? AM1, great video. So AM1, I hope you just heard, you're going to be participating in the 5K in November 7th. You're going to be a cameraman running behind us. So brace yourself, or if you got to get a slide board, you're going to be on a scooter. Thank you. I love y'all too. Love y'all too. When is the tax lien course? The live courses will be, if you've already grabbed the tax lien class, you'll see the emails from our staff today, setting up some of the times. October, November, December will be live. You'll see my screen. I'll share my screen, everything live. I think so far the numbers from the tally so far, because again, there's 700 people who've already bought this course before. So we're surveying y'all to see which states. A lot of people are saying Jacksonville, Florida. You want me to buy something in Duval County, South Carolina, and then the number 3rd is like Arizona. So if you want to vote on that, if you've already purchased the tax lien class, you can vote. If you haven't, your suggestion is not welcome. Like, thanks for the suggestion. Asia isn't lying. Some landlords do some bootleg rehabs out here. These units will never pass Section 8 inspections.
I'll take that back. Some houses have passed Section 8 inspections, and I have no idea how they passed. And some have failed Section 8 inspection that should not have failed. So I think it really depends on who comes out and they move that day. Because some houses I done been in, I don't know how they got a Section 8 inspection passed, but they did. But unfortunately, a lot of landlords do bootleg work.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people don't cheap out on electrical and heating and cooling. Things that could possibly kill somebody, do not cheap out on that. Because if somebody don't wire that house right, that's an electrical fire waiting to happen. If they don't vent the furnace and the tank right in the basement, that CO2 coming back in the house and that's going to silently kill them. You going to jail and that contractor going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all sort it out, in court.
I put the tax lien course inside of the comments. And also remember, I think the VAs, it cuts off today for the discount code, 50% off on any course on the whole website. The code, I think, is Labor Day. Hinges on doors open both ways. Like you walk in, you can walk out, as my grandma used to say. This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the next one. Oh, y'all got a lot of comments in here. Hold on, I gotta roll down some. Hold on.
Somebody asked for my email. Can I give it?
If you feel comfortable, yeah, you can type it in there and do whatever.
Oh, I type it at the bottom.
Okay.
If it lets me.
Yeah, they do probably put it on TV because it's hard to do virtual. Thank you, Doug. Doug's been posting. How can I get in from here from Japan? What do you want to get in? Allie, what are you trying to get in? Are you trying to get into the auctions? People, I know in Florida, they don't play. You have to show your American number, your driver's license. But if you're international, you have to either own a company on the United States or you have to have a company that's purchasing from overseas. October, November, December, yeah.
I don't think Michigan, you have to, for here, I don't think it matters.
You can do personal, you get international person?
Yeah, because I got
how do they put it on? Do they put it on your passport number? What do they put it on? So they know it's you. Assign it to your
really sure. Because like I know when I've closed deal with international buyer, they just wired the money and then they just the title company just want to know if it's an international account, send to this account. If it's domestic, send to this one. But now once they get the property, I think some of them do open up like a LLC here or in Vegas or wherever, you know, the tax, they're trying to get tax however they're trying to in whatever state eventually. But I don't really think you got to do all that. I'm not sure.
Okay. Someone said that it didn't let them put that code in. My VAs might have turned the code already off, baby. I'm sorry. Email us there. If you just bought the course, we'll see. We'll try to go ahead and get you refunded some half your money there.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, accidental fires, honey. Yes, setting it ablaze. They are blowing my phone up. They just don't give me no break, y'all. But I bought a whole nother phone, Asia, with another number. If you get that number, it's me. But I'm just letting you know.
Well, you better text me first, cause I'm be looking at the phone like.
That's why I'll be like, that's my other number. That's for personal. That's just for personal.
Got to leave a message.
Hot girl something. Now, Asia, can you please put me on your email list for future deals?
Sure. I'll just give it out because I don't see how to leave a comment. So my email is Denson Construction Services at Gmail.
That's so long. I was gonna type it too.
Well, that's the Gmail, but the professional one comes to the Gmail, so let's get that one out.
Denson Construction
Services at Gmail. I mean, I have a professional one with the website and all that, but
well, just look in the comments to see if I spelled it right.
Let me see.
Somebody said, "Girl, 5K is 3 miles." Let me tell you something. I'm telling myself 2 miles.
It's like 3.2 or something.
Okay. Give me a break. We gonna be out there.
We can walk.
Finish it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Only 3 houses on the block, 2 elderly couples, and a scam tenant family. I can't. Y'all, professional tenants have degrees in school and landlords.
Correct.
Golly.
Correct.
The way my foot set up, I need to walk that race. If it's okay, I'm down. Foot, not foot. Yeah, no. Like walk. Like, you know, it's just the point we're all gonna be there. I think I'm gonna get like Classy Climb t-shirts or something. Like we all came out as a team or
that'd be cool.
Something cool. And then we'll just have it. Somebody said it depends on the inspector. That must be how they pass him because
I agree with that.
Whew, I don't know.
Because some stuff, I went in one house and I was looking at the electrical panel like, how are you still here? Like, this house should have been on fire. Like, it should have been. Like, I don't know how to pass. Like, I don't get it.
KL, the course mostly focuses on tax liens. Hood Estates does a great tax deed course. But depending on how many people vote, we may put one state in that has tax deed. But again, if it's a tax deed, it's going to be more. And that means I'm buying a property. So this is a $149 course. This ain't no $27,000 course, okay? But I'm going to put aside, I think, $7,000 this fall to purchase some tax liens just to do it for the live. And also just because it's an awesome hot year for it. And I'm probably going to be showing Asia in the future. That's for another thing. We keep that quiet. We keep that in the wraps. Be quiet. Okay. NYC, they did electrical work on the roof and left cut live wires in the rain.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Who died? The fire department had to come get it. Hotep, Brother Dre.
Y'all see
she said she's a U.S. citizen working in Japan. Yeah, then you can log in for any of these auctions. You have a driver's license.
Oh, you good then?
Yeah. Did Asia put her email in here? I typed it in.
Yeah, Erica put it down there because it won't let me type.
Did that look right, Asia?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to get DCS.com. I don't know how much you need to spend, but you need to.
What is it? info@dcsllc.pro.
Okay. Do you have to pay tax on unemployment insurance even if you chose to have taxes taken out already? Again, we're not accountants.
I don't know.
We're not doing I actually have a guy coming on to do a tax show here next week. I'm trying to get him before that, but if it's next week, it's next week. And he will touch on your tax issues. Thomas said the coupon code still working. All right there, baby. Y'all better get that Labor Day code for the VAs change it. You know, they at nighttime in the Philippines while we daytime. So by the time they log out of work, they're going to cut it, shut it down. Does Michigan allow landlord? Oh, it's getting close to 40 minutes. Sorry. Does Michigan allow landlord insurance with properties with knob and tube wiring? That's the first thing I look at to determine electrical needs.
I personally don't know, but if it's knob and tube and it's my property is coming out, I'm not even about to deal with it. Now, I have seen people do this, which is incorrect. They will mix new wire with knob and tube. That is a disaster waiting to happen. I won't do that, but I've seen it done. So as far as insurance, I'm not really sure. They might, because I mean, if it's some stuff still work, that's knob and tube, but me, I'm taking it out. The only thing with knob and tube is that's a full gut. If that wasn't in your budget, don't even buy that house.
Full gut.
Knob and tube is a full gut.
They be coming up with news every day, y'all. These contractors.
I'm gonna tell you what. Knob and tube runs in the wall like a racetrack, so it's not like current wiring today where it's just straight lines up and down. It's not like that. It runs in the wall like that, or both at the same time. So the electrician has to physically be able to see and go in that wall and snip every single line. So you can't just pull a wire. So that's a full gut.
Am I going to have a sign-up sheet for the 5K? I am going to. I'm going to tell you right now. The tickets is $30. I'm buying 10 tickets. Okay? If you're here and you sign up, first 10 is game. Everybody after that, 30's on you. That house should be ablaze. Whoo, I hope not. The tax lien course right now is a lot of videos showing you how I purchased them before, and it's actually showing you screen how to register, how to purchase, how to analyze, all that. The live classes are going to be as it's live. We're going to be live. I'm Zoom recording me live in an auction and live in some of the online auctions, because I think that's really important for y'all to see. I was going to record a video on me being in the Ritchie Brothers auction and show y'all how we do it live there, but we're going to just focus on tax liens. That's the easiest one to start everybody out with.
Mm-hmm.
Coupon code is Labor Day. They said in Ohio, they don't allow insurance for knob and tube. Knob and
tube.
You know what I'm trying to say.
But blah, blah, blah. Yep.
This one says as long as it works, they will insure it. It's not good, but if it works, some people will keep it. That sounds very complicated. I will not lie.
I mean, if somebody's still living in the house with knob and tube, it still work, okay. But if that house is vacant and been sitting there, I'm full gutting it. It got to come out. Like my 2 properties I own, the 2-family flats, they full of knob and tube. Well, I had to gut them anyway because they've been sitting there vacant so long.
And why is that? Because people tear them up, people take stuff out of the wall, people what?
Well, why the house was messed up?
No. Why did you have to do it? Because it was vacant.
Because it's been sitting there so long and the walls were so deteriorated, I was going to have to gut the house anyway. But the knob and tube, I was taking that out. I had them take it out when we did demo.
Okay. Thank you, Allie, for the $19 super chat. We are coming. Listen, March, I was supposed to be in Japan for the cherry blossoms with my grandfather. But I'm telling you what, I'm getting to Japan because my friends are still stationed there and they really can't go anywhere. I'm getting to see those cherry blossoms some way, somehow for my birthday. I'm going to go see them. And then I'm going to Korea.
Sounds fancy.
Super Sly Fox one said, how did you know this was something you had interest in?
God told you.
When you were working on the highway and you switched to houses, how did you do that, Asia?
How did I do that?
Yeah.
Houses was always my passion. So like at first I wanted to be an architect, but then I found out how long that took, and I don't never want to have to do something that's based off what somebody else thinks of me. So that's why I didn't want to be an architect no more. So basically, to become an architect, you have to work under somebody that's licensed until they feel you're ready to recommend you to go take the test to become a licensed architect.
Oh no.
When I found that, I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. And then I was like, but I still want to do something with residential and with houses. And then like I got laid off, and I was like, I'm about to use this money that I got left over. It's like either pay my mortgage or go get my builder's license. I went and got my builder's license.
And so what are some of the challenges you face as a woman in this industry?
Oh, I got cussed clean out.
I mean, they act like I'm not working over here. I'm about to cuss somebody out.
Well, I don't really have challenges too much no more. Every now and then I might get a customer who comes stupid, I just go off on them. But like at first it was kind of hard because like my first day on the highway, I got cussed clean, smooth out. And then my boss went off on the dude, and he was like, look, Asia, I know you're a woman, but this is a man field. So if you're gonna come out here, you gotta grab your
Don't be cussing.
I didn't cuss, I spelled it. You gotta grab your NUTSs, your peanuts, or whatever, and you gotta, get like them. I said peanuts. So cashews.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the next day the dude cussed me out again, but then I cussed him back out. And we ain't had no more problems.
So, see, Asia better than me because I just walk around with the gun on hip. Say what?
But this how it worked out. I cussed him out, and then when I cussed him out, I also told him like, look, you might want to be nice to me, you blank, 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 because if I don't turn my paperwork in, your company doesn't get paid, which means you don't get paid. And I have 30 days to turn in my highway construction paperwork. So I can turn this in on the next month if I feel like it. And at that, we ain't had no more problems. So it's kind of like men gonna test you to see what you know. Women too, because they so used to seeing men in these positions. So it comes to territory. It don't really bother me as much no more because I know my stuff and I know what I'm talking about. And if you don't believe it, go Google it, research it, or whatever. Or when you go hire the next person, they tell you the same thing. I'm be like, I told you so. Or when that person do the opposite of what I told you and you get screwed, you still calling me back, and then I'm just gonna bust out laughing. And then that price I sent you before has now been doubled because now I got to go behind somebody and correct their work.
Mm-hmm. And that's just nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, who wants to do that? So it's like either pay and get it done right the first time, or pay twice. Or some people, the house I've been in for a year and a half, she had paid 3 people before me. But I was the original person who bid at the house, and she thought my bid was too high. But ma'am, your house is 106 years old. So a 106-year-old house come with 106-year-old problems. The house ain't square. The basement wall is made of straight up bricks, not like concrete block. So that makes a difference. Your house has shifted, and it shifted twice while I was in the house. So I'm putting up drywall. I got to take it back down and fix it again because now I got to, adjust it from the basement and like slowly jack the house up. So it's problems like that I can't do nothing about it. So I tell people when they buying these older houses and they full gutting, this number I gave you is just a start. I really don't know how bad this house is until I get in here and I'm really starting to work it. So that's where them change orders gonna come in. But most of my bids include at least 20% contingency. But anything dealing with like foundation or something major, then I got to charge for that. But other little stuff, I normally just make that a part of the job.
Okay, good. Doug, why are you asking personal questions out here? Allie W. I appreciate you ladies and what you're sharing with us. Asia, I enjoy working with you.
Oh,
hey, you are the truth. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's dope, man. She's dope. And I like how she got my attention because she did something that I needed done that I didn't even tell her to do, and she did it anyway. So
boom. Call Allie W.
Yeah, she's dope.
Problem solver. Yeah. Knob and tool gets brittle over time and are known to fire hazard. Thank you, Cosmic Wisdom. I just was looking for what's the reason. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So glad to see you on here, Asia. And remember what I told you on IG. They're not cuss words. They're sentence enhancers.
Yes, correct. I remember that.
Don't encourage her. Don't encourage her. Actually, Raphael, my father was born in Japan. My grandma and grandpa lived 7 years in Japan in the 40s and 50s.
That's dope.
And my father lived there till he was 4. So my grandparents got married. She was in the woman's army from America, and he was in the man's army from America. This is before the armies were conjoined. What is the best way to buy property on Detroit Land Bank? Lord help us, they won't give me no.
One off two is just on silent. The best way to buy property in Detroit Land Bank, I'm bidding on a few, but they look real bad. All right, this is how I explain land bank houses to people. If you don't have any money, do not buy a land bank house. And I'm saying that because the timeline is 6 to 9 months to rehab the house. They will take their property back from you. However, if you're working on the house and showing good faith and keeping them updated, they will extend that. Like the house I finished, I was in there a year and a half. She now owned that house about 3 years, and that was a land bank house. But she was keeping them updated, letting them know what was going on. And then I know some people at the land bank too. And then once they saw that I had it, they kind of was like kind of backing off because they know I'm gonna do right. But she was still updating them every 30, I think, to 45 or 60 days. So you need to know your neighborhoods. Like I remember when me and Erica met in Florida. What was that, 2 years ago? I think. In Orlando, and she was just like, well, show me where to bid. And then I went through the auction site and showed her exactly where to bid. I was like, just watch these houses. And the houses I told her to watch, all of the numbers just shot up because I know my neighborhoods. So you really need to know the neighborhood you in. That $1,000 house you might win for $1,000, but that rehab is probably $150 because you have to pull every single permit on land bank houses. So building permit, electrical, HVAC, that's heating and cooling, electrical and plumbing. So that's 4 permits. You're going to have between 10 and 15 inspections on a land bank house, easy, especially if it's a full gut. But if they look real bad and your money ain't there yet, or you don't want to even spend that kind of money because the value not there, that's a strong possibility too. You're going to put all this rehab money in it, and you only going to get your money back from cash flow from rent because you can't even flip it because you're already in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
What somebody say? I know if Detroit Land Bank for historic districts is a little longer, but you have to do due diligence. Yeah. So with historic houses, it's 9 months. A regular house is 6 months. They're going to extend it regardless, but you just got to keep them updated. They're trying to stop slumlords. That's really what this program is doing. They're trying to stop people from buying houses and the house just sit there forever and they don't do anything to it. Like I got properties that I haven't bought from the land bank that's been sitting there, but I'm maintaining it. It's boarded up. I keep the grass cut. I got them no trespassing sign. The neighborhood know me, so they, watching out for the house for me. I got insurance, so I'm being, careful, and I got open building permits on there, so they kind of like throw them off, leave you alone too.
She said, thank you for your answer. Just into what you do. 18 hours from Atlanta. No, for me, I break it up. I'm going to go from Austin to Las Vegas. Then I'm going to go from Las Vegas to Hawaii. And then from Hawaii to Japan for 9 hours. I can't do flights over a certain time frame. I just can't want to do.
That's a long time.
I like to be knocked out.
That's a long
time. Thank you, Doug, for posting. Knob and tube. I had to rewire my whole 1929 house that had it.
Mm-hmm. Guaranteed.
Asia, look at you encouraging bad behavior. Listen, I had a coffee shop across from a historically black college, and the doughboys in the neighborhood decided to stand around the front. And I would just walk outside my hip. They're like, "Okay, cowgirl. Okay, we're gonna get
I mean, most people not gonna bother you unless you're giving them a reason to bother you, or you just look that gullible. They're gonna try you. Like, and I tell them about when you first came to Detroit, and I give you the speech
about not speaking to people. I mean,
no, it wasn't about you not speaking. You just wanted to help, and I'm like, Erica, we don't do that.
Well, no, I'm from the South and we speak to people. So if a lady tries to give me a sob story, you're like, oh, okay. And then you nod and you go on about your day. Asia's like, no, we don't even look at them.
We don't want to hear it. First of all, she probably even got no kids. Well, she talking about her kids ain't got no diaper. So she probably even had no kids. 2, they give out free diapers. So I don't want to hear that. So it's like, you're not about to reach in my purse, and I'm not reaching in my purse and grab and give you anything. So you can hit me in my head, and then I got to run screaming for my life. No, not saying that's going to happen, but I'm thinking 10 steps ahead. I'm like, Erica, would you come on? She trying to talk to the person. I'm like, Erica, we don't know her.
Listen, we're not animals. We speak to people. What if everybody in the course bought in the same hood? That whole hood could have a major turnaround. Well, that's if every property, was on the land bank. Now there is a street, but I'm sick of that street. I'm sick of Longview. I'll never buy another thing on it.
I mean, Longview ain't the only street. You got a whole neighborhood that's like that.
Yeah, and I believe it. I just am like, after that experience of literally probably gonna have to gut most of that house, is like, nope, that doesn't interest me. I'd rather just pay $60K for a Detroit house that's already turnkey and ready to go with a tenant in it.
I tell people that all the time, but they're like, oh no, I want to buy something for 10 grand. I'm like, okay, you're gonna put
money in it.
You're gonna put more than that 60K in it, and you out of state, and now you getting on my nerves because you want to know when the rehab gonna be done. It'll be done when it's finished.
Okay, first of all, let me go ahead and address this. I'm gonna read the sentence and then I'm gonna tell y'all what's wrong with this sentence. And that's not knocking you, but I want to be very careful. How does a poor, struggling college student buy their first home with less than $1,000 down? Now, here's why I'm gonna stop you. Me and Asia get these every day, and then we usually get the good one. I'm just a single mom with how can I get in here? You're already putting yourself in a victim category.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you to go watch the internet or go watch YouTube videos till you educate yourself. You're already describing yourself in a bad situation. If you're a poor, struggling college student, the focus you need to do is study really hard, go down to your financial aid office, apply for every scholarship in the index. And when you're done doing that, you should probably about to have 100,000 in scholarships. After that, then you should be working. Because there's no point in you getting in a house because you're not gonna have money to prepare it or fix it. And you may want me to say the answer, well, like you could just wholesale it. But to me, I feel like that's lying to y'all. And the classy climb here, we don't lie. And people may say, Erica, you're so blunt. There's a reason 74% of my audience is male and 20 something is women. It's because I will not go, you can do it. It's possible. Empowerment. No, you're already framing yourself in the worst situation. So first thing first,
another topic.
Yeah. I mean, so Asia, go ahead and take this one if you want, but you're phrasing it wrong.
You said more than I would say because I probably wouldn't have responded, number one. Number two, I will say if you're getting a refund check, don't go do stupid stuff. Now, if I knew what I knew now with my refund checks, I definitely would have bought some properties. But I did do right by mine. Like, I'll pay my rent up for like the whole next year and a half, stuff like that. I didn't go ball out and go put no 20s on my car. But I did right by it. But if you don't have I don't know, maybe you could house hack maybe, and then rent out the other unit to another college student. But if both of y'all struggling, you probably have to evict them too. So
exactly,
I'm out of options.
That's a whole nother video.
Yeah, I'm out of options.
Because y'all know how I am. I'll go on a whole tangent. It's a man's world in construction. I'm a licensed female contractor and deal with male BS. Well, Blackbird Holdings, what city and state are you in? So
yeah.
Share the love.
That's what's up, girl power.
Letitia Bill said, how can I be a part of the live tax lien video? The staff will be emailing, we'll be emailing a bunch coming up, just kind of getting some of the feedback of what cities and states y'all want us to look in. Because when you go southeast, you can get tax liens for $400, $1,000. Wow. In Alabama, we had people in class get them for $1,400 and they owned the whole house because it was abandoned. There's little loopholes when the stuff is abandoned. But we'll talk about that class.
That's part of your hashtag, the 1400.
That's right. So listen, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but let me be very clear. Investing's a habit. That's all. Investing's a habit. It's just a habit. If you get over emotional over $100, you don't need to do it. You need to go put your head down and study and work more. So
or just become a lender.
Yeah, and even then, if they're super emotional, then they might not be able to handle that. That's all I'm saying. I know with Detroit Land Bank for historic districts a little longer, but you have to do your due diligence because you can be fined.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said this is some real good real estate game. Yeah, we interrupted Asia's nap. Now y'all got a lot of comments in here. I'm trying to finish these up.
I was gonna give you about 5:45. You see, I'm over here yawning like.
Hold it. Hold it. If you go to bed early, then you can get up early. And you
I
don't have
went
to
to bed at like midnight last night. That's early for me.
Listen, I've been up since 6 a.m. because our dispatcher didn't answer phone. And so I was up there, and I don't do 6 to 9 a.m. I was hot.
Ooh,
Hot.
too early.
I'll sell every truck today. I was like 8 a.m. I was like, I'm done. I'll sell every truck right now.
I'm gonna be up that early to catch a flight. That's it.
Asia's speaking the truth about those land bank houses. You need money for them. Some of them probably just need to be torn down. Yeah, the brick be so colorful. That's what made me sad.
This is my thing. If it's brick, I would try to hold on to that. A frame one, depending on how bad it is and what neighborhood is in, I would just tear that down and drop me a trailer or something on that.
Ali said, hit me up when you come to Japan. Gotta go teach my children. It's Wednesday morning here. Good morning.
Good morning.
There was one LLC that was owned by some Indians in Detroit, and they bought many different houses throughout, and they would eventually they would get in trouble. Oh yeah, for doing nothing.
Oh yeah,
I believe it.
I believe that. I think that's why I said when this year is a lot of stuff gonna get just slid under the radar this year, but next year, like probably after the spring, it is gonna be some cracking down. Like all this unemployment fraud that's going on. A couple people getting caught already up here. So I don't know about other states, but it's definitely gonna be happening.
Y'all, government workers ain't got nothing to do. Y'all just gave them something to do for the next 10 years. They're like, I found it. I found the $400. Like, don't play with these people. Asia, what's one tip you could give out to people coming to Detroit to invest in your market?
People lie. So do your due diligence. All day. People will lie. Do your homework. Like, I'm not saying you got to use me, but whoever you use, they better know what they doing and know what they talking about. Because some people are buying houses that don't even exist no more. Or they don't even own a house. There's a lot of deed fraud going on too. So just do your homework. Run everything through a title company, please. Like, now, after you done probably did a couple deals, maybe start doing a couple quick claim deeds. But, that takes experience and patience. And you got to know what you're doing because you still got to go through the title company to make sure that the title is legit and that person even own a house. Like, because I've had that happen to people. They want to buy this house off somebody off Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and they ain't even the owner of the house. So I'm going to say people lie, do your due diligence, like do your homework. If you can't look in person, you better pay me or somebody y'all trust to go by that house. Like, I will FaceTime you like, girl, this house ain't even there. Like, I'm standing here. This is a sheet of grass. Like, there is no house here. So definitely do your homework.
Lynette said, well, if they got 50 plus, 50,000, they got rocks.
That ain't 50,000. You can buy a house almost. Yeah, that's turnkey right there.
Let me just tell you now. Get you a turnkey.
Yeah, 50,000. Easy. I got this Section 8 house I've been trying to sell forever. It ain't nowhere near 50, but it needs to work. So you're going to be putting that extra 20 in there. But it passed Section 8 inspection. And the way the house looks, I don't know how it passed Section 8 inspection. But it's getting $850 a month.
Mm-hmm. Jim, I think they did too. You see what's on the screen?
I think they couldn't pay poor struggling. I think they Google keywords that people will like be empathetic to or sympathetic.
Yes. Whitney used to be like, it's possible. It is. Words are powerful, especially when we talk about ourselves. Yes, y'all, I have a gratitude journal coming out. I know y'all think Erica, here she go with that woo-saw stuff, but you need it. What you say about your body, about your mind is powerful. Like, I had already imagined myself here in this position with the office before this ever happened. Yep. I think 5 years ago, I had got an office in North Carolina because I was like, well, I'm gonna go back to North Carolina and start back over. And I was like, no, we're gonna stay in Texas. And I knew, and I did have an office for a while. You guys saw the old videos on the big whiteboard. We actually closed that office because I was like, I'm gonna 100% put my mind and body here. And I'm gonna speak positivity into myself and my business. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm so like hardcore positive when I sell something or close something. The people that I'm buying this current business from, they asked somebody on my staff, is she really gonna be able to do this? He said, yes, she is. And you have to be that convinced. And how do you be that convinced? It's what you're telling yourself every day.
Yeah.
If I told myself every day, I'm poor and struggling, oh Lord, like that's a mindset killer. You know what I mean? Like I'm paying out like 50 racks a month in fees and trucks and employment and staff. I can't sit here and go, wow, just pull me, pay $50,000 a month, pull me. That's ridiculous.
Man, I lost my condo, stayed there a year and a half, ain't pay nobody but DTE. I ain't pay my car note. And I'm flat broke. And I'm like, this is only temporary. I
It's
will
gonna turn around.
It's gonna turn around. And really that's what kept me going. I tell people when you're back against the wall, your hustle, your grind is on a whole new level. Cause my biggest thing was this. If I'm ever this broke again, it's never gonna be because somebody else made me broke. It's because I made myself broke. Because everything I did didn't work. But I'ma still try again to make it work. Because if you got it once, you can get it again after you lose it. But I don't never want to be in this position again because somebody fired me or because somebody decided to up and close their office and move to Charlotte. Because that's what the lady did, the engineering firm I went to that I was working for. So I don't ever want to be in that position again. I'm like, if I'm this broke, it's because I did it.
Can you please do some tax liens in Memphis, Tennessee? Anthony Bolton, you better respond to the email. You know, I don't particularly like Memphis. I done told y'all what I thought about y'all.
I like Memphis. I
told y'all what I thought about y'all. Y'all ratchet Nashville, and I'm tired of you.
Maybe that's
big facts. I knew what I knew now. I would have at least 3 properties by graduation with those school refunds. Honey, you know I bought a whole Mitsubishi Lancer Asia with my refund check. I used to get racks.
Did you put rims on it?
No, I ended up crashing that thing drunk driving one night.
Dang.
Somebody else took the blame for it.
Now, you know what I do wish I would do my refund checks? I wish because mobile homes are big in the South. One of my friends, she's from Ypsilanti. Instead of her paying $600-700 a month in apartment rent when we was in school, she had a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, double wide trailer. Her rent was like $350, and then she rented out the other room. I was like, "Girl, that's smart. That was smart."
Oh, when I was in college, there were 2 girls who were from the other side of the tracks. That's all I'm gonna say, from my town. And they was getting 10K just like I was getting 10K because my mom was in the Army, so she was overseas, so it was like $0. Plus I had a minority scholarship for a whole nother thing, you know, that other side. Anyway, so then those girls bought a duplex. They got together and bought a duplex and was living in one side and rent out the other side.
Yeah.
And so here's these girls that everybody was like, oh, poor girls, they're from the trailer park. They came out of college like
debt free. They
what's that? Get. Like they were doing the dance, like say something. And their parents were like, how'd y'all buy this? Y'all just waitresses at Logan's Steakhouse. Well, they was getting 10K every semester. So
that was smart.
Listen, Q4, I done told you about talking about Birmingham, Alabama every time you come in here. I told you. Stop talking about Birmingham, Alabama. Okay? Stop.
I will buy in Alabama. I will buy in Georgia because I got family there. So like I'm tending to buy where I have people that if I need them to go look at something, they can do it for me.
Listen, Anthony Johnson, we not gonna go there. I read your comment.
Wait, what
I see it, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We don't dog pile on nobody. We don't got to do that here. It would have been better if I'd have listened to my business professor when he told me to invest in Apple when it was $1.41 with my Pell Grant money. Yeah.
You know, the only mistake I really regret when I was in college is when Amazon was first becoming something. Because they only used to sell books. Remember, Amazon only sold books.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
When I was in college, that's where I used to get my books from. Now, if I had to take my refund check and bought some Amazon stock there, y'all would be making appointments to talk to me, okay? It'd be about 6-7 people before you get to me. What about Baltimore?
Blackbird. I asked where she was from.
Oh.
Where she's a woman contractor.
Oh, cool.
In Detroit, you can get turnkeys between 30K to 50K. It's true. Are you in Detroit, Michael White?
That is correct. Up to even 75,000, depending on where it's at.
Somebody said, "Oh man, it's jumping." Oh goodness. 50K turnkeys found one and one for a family member in Detroit. What's up with Luby's restaurant? Is closing. They're gonna pay out all the shareholders.
Who's Luby's?
Luby's is like K&W of the South. Do you have like an old folk restaurant that's real popular where you from? Like a cafeteria style? Old 1970 style? Well, down here in the South, there's like 4 big popular ones. One's called Luby's here in Texas. In the Carolinas, it's called K&W.
Y'all got
You take your grandma to the K&W, you line up in the line, and she pick all the food. It ain't got a lot of salt on it. It ain't never spicy.
Yeah.
Because it's all
Piccadilly in Mississippi. They got Piccadilly.
Yeah. So they're closing and paying out all their shareholders.
Oh, is it because of COVID, I wonder?
Yeah, and I think because it's just an end of an era, right? Like those old style cafeterias was 1970s was real popular. Not no more.
Yeah.
Morris all right now. We ain't talking about that.
Stop they do though. Hopes and dreams, man, up here. I'd be like,
oh, Memphis is all right at best, but I would have to live in Northwest Mississippi. Listen, if you look at the history and the movement of Memphis, it's just people from Mississippi pouring into Memphis. Yeah. And then eventually they pour up to Chicago, and then they pour back down.
Well, Memphis is Mississippi, crazy. Arkansas, St. Louis, because that's all right there.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said we left it a long time ago. I'll tell you.
Oh, I like Memphis. I don't want to live there, but I like it.
Ooh, baby. I'm gonna stop hating on my city, man.
Hey, Memphis in May is lit though. That's junk fun.
Yeah, just for that. Well, Memphis, their football team got really good. That one with the blue, and then it wasn't so good somewhere. So I don't know. They all they football players from the NFL. Asia, so $850 is the average for a turnkey property.
Yes, but rents are going up in Detroit even in COVID. Right now, $850, you kind of almost in the hood now, which is crazy. Because Curb Detroit did an article earlier this year, was like, what can $2,500 a month get you in Detroit? And I was like, excuse me? And it was like, wow. So that's one thing I know. So $850, yeah, that's about average. But you can get even more. Some might be $950, $1,200. It really depends on the rehab that was done and where the property is located. Because my properties, they gonna rent for Kirchville gonna rent for $2,500, and then Parker gonna rent for probably $1,500 to $1,800, and that's both sides because it's a flat and a duplex.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said Georgia's full. Go to Alabama.
I've been seeing a lot of people investing in Macon, Georgia.
Oh, for sure, it's cheap there in Augusta. Fellow Detroiter here. That's facts. What's up, Miss Nicole? Fellow Detroiter.
What up, though?
Black hipsters, I'm in Savannah, but would you consider Jacksonville for tax liens? Yes. Duval County had like 52 million or 58 million a year or two ago. I did a whole video on it here on YouTube.
That's where Pocket them at, right? Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. You know, when they're not globe-trotting the world.
Oh, yes.
Davita said, do you still offer credit repair business course? I just got my certifications, credit repair. Davita, I do. It's on my other website. I'd have to go pull up the website here. We've been doing some updating over there, but it's just an old course. I do some updating, but not really. I recommend basically credit rating or anything if you need information. Correct, but some neighborhoods are sketchy. Yes. Piccadilly, K&W, Canes and Walkers. That's what it should be called.
I gotta Google this K&W now so I can see what it looks like.
Okay. Queenback said, I want that one Asia in the Pembroke area. I'm on to you.
The one I emailed out because my buyer backed out. I don't think that's Pembroke. You have to message me. I don't remember. Send me a screenshot.
Somebody said, don't do it. Luby's is gross. Luby's is for old people. That's why I see it. I don't know why you went in there.
But because Luby's to me sound like a tire shop.
Ooh, it's old people food. Thank you, that Cat 1000 for $5 super chat. Mine said, is key being a single mom doesn't define me. I own multiple businesses and property by my God blank self. God didn't do nothing about that. Okay. Yes, this is true. But I'm just telling you personally, me and Asia get a lot of emails. I'm a single mother.
Yeah, I don't hear single dads talking about I'm a single dad with 3 kids. So it's like, I don't understand.
What's that got to do with our conversation?
Nothing. And if you leading off with that, I don't even want to talk to you.
It said, with the 50K turnkey, what do you expect in rent? Would that be Section 8?
No, that won't be Section 8. It can be Section 8. It could be a regular standard rent. But 50K turnkey, you looking between 800 and probably 1,000.
Yeah, and again, you guys wrap your mind around the fact that this is Detroit prices. I know people are from New York and California, and they're like 50K. Like it's not the hood. I mean, some of it can be. It's just it's 50. It's lower prices.
The super hood is renting now because what $700 used to get you right now you can't get. So they got to go to the super hood and get that $700 rental because now that regular $700 rental is now the $850 rental. The $850 rental is now $1,000 rental. So it's going up.
For sure. And that's the part. What people don't understand is, I apologize. As people are squeezing out of New York and California and these places where they can't afford, Nashville, wherever, Charlotte, Atlanta, which they be complaining, they're going to go to cheaper price markets where they get an $800 rent. Like there's a post that's on Facebook that's viral. Like, remember when rent was $800? And I'm like, y'all need to stop. Like that's their favorite post. So,
because a lot of my clients are people who don't look like me, who don't move here from Cali, Nevada, couple from Texas, like places where it's too high. New York, a lot of New Yorkers move over here because the size of a house that you get in here for the price, including rehab, you cannot get in New York. You can't. So if you're
probably gonna get in Chicago, you're gonna pay arm and leg even in Chicago for that.
Yeah, you can't get it. So like this one client from LA, he bought a fire damn house for $7,500. I'm like, dog, your rehab gonna be about $250. He like, hey, this is $1 million house out here. I'm like, excuse me. So he like, what's $250? It's burnt to a crisp.
Excuse me. Yes, Miami Tigers were very good last year.
The one game. Oh, okay.
Thank you, that cat, for the $5 super chat. Sorry, it took me another $5 super chat. It takes us a minute to roll down. Nick Taylor said danger. Nick Taylor is actually from Detroit. He got on out of there.
Hey, so got to. I understand.
Well, that was in the 50s. Nick Taylor's 50, 60. I think he's 50s.
I think it's all mindset. Like, I understand why some people leave Detroit, especially if you have kids, and it was during the height of the foreclosure crisis. Yeah, you had to leave because the school system is horrible. Once they fix Detroit public school, Detroit is going to be where it needs to be. That's the last thing that's getting fixed. The last thing. So once they fix DPS, I tell all my friends and family, if y'all move out of Detroit, I'm going to give it another, I always say 5 to 10 years. We probably like at that 4th year mark right now. You're not going to be able to afford to come back here. They building an apartment building on my corner, Erica, on my block.
And for me, when she says afford to come there, I really think of it as people who were used to $500 rent. Like that ain't coming back.
You're not going to be able to afford to live here. So what's going to become the hood is all the little cities that border 8 Mile that split Detroit. So Warren, Centerline, Southfield, Oak Park, up to like 9 and 10 Mile. Then you cross over there, you back into the nice part of the suburbs. But the parts that border Detroit, that's going to become the hood.
Okay, and I don't want to detract, but I have to address this again.
Okay.
Then a house is not your problem. Everybody read this paragraph. Everything about this paragraph reeks, I'm smart, but I'm poor. Okay, well, we need to sit back and think about how to fix our problem. I'm not going to give a whole show on this, but if you know you don't have any money, why would you try to go into real estate to try to get a house? Because you're not going to be able to keep the house with taxes, light, AC. This isn't like, if you're smart enough to know that, you're smart enough to do the math on that. Now, if you're talking about you want to get a 50K home, even if you do 3.5 down, FHA, it's still going to be more than $1,000. Okay. So I just want everything about your sentence. You're still saying I'm poor. I'm fighting my battles. That's very, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that's a feminine sentence. Very feminine.
My head hurt.
Okay. You probably got tired of seeing 30-inch rims on a 2000 Buick in Tennessee. Devon Mitchell said Luby's is good. I don't know what y'all talking about. Man, where y'all saw that? There ain't no salt at Luby's.
I've never had Luby's. Now, Waffle House, that's my spot.
Now, see, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Look at this. She said single dad. Stop it.
I'm not commenting on that because
y'all wilding. I'm a single dad and I have my child. Now y'all beefing in the comments. Stop. Somebody asked what's the job market like in Detroit?
Let's see. If you have the proper skills and education, you got a job. If you are GED equivalent or high school diploma, you have a job, but it's not the job that you would probably like to have. So that's how I explain the job market here. Now, if you in the skilled trades, welding, construction, oh, you working. Like, you busy.
Working night and day.
There's so much road work going on here, and I used to work on the road. I'm like, I'm sick of this. Like, all my little back roads blocked off because they working on this. Like, y'all tripping, but they working. Construction still going on, residential, commercial. Like, I got a lot of subs who booked out to like next March. And other contractors I know.
What about Detroit? What about Troy, Michigan?
Oh, Troy is nice. That's a lot of Asians and stuff live there. It's a very high end suburban area.
How far is it away from Detroit?
It's right up 75. Like from my house, it's probably like 20, 25 minutes. Because Troy is like going up 75, like you're going towards Flint. And what else up there?
Somebody says it's top notch. It is what I said, girl. Gilchrist is very
Troy is very
I said what I said. It's very feminine. Let's see. All right, you guys. I'm not gonna keep Asia here all day.
Y'all see I'm sleepy.
She's sleepy. I'm sleepy. I got people blowing my phone up. These men is worrisome, okay? They said get a truck, they say. Get a truck. And I will beat somebody's head if I can go back in time. All right. So everybody, this is your girl, Erica. Thank you, everybody who's been super chatting the channel. Remember, I'm going to check with the VAs, but they do get ready to get off work here about maybe 30 minutes or so. So you might want to grab, if you're trying to grab a class, grab it before they change the coupon code at the end of their day. The code is Labor Day, LABR day, 50% off any of the classes. For those of you, you'll see emails for the tax lien classes, and for Rise of 20%, I'll see you later today. We'll be talking about wholesaling. Thank you, Asia, for coming on and touring your class. We're super looking forward to seeing you again here soon. So we'll do another, we're going to do another show with our hazmat suits on.
After my nap.
I'm talking about our hazmat suits on, remember?
As long as it's after my nap.
Hazmat suits when we went to that house with the mold.
Right, after my nap.
Girl, bye, hush, get off the phone. All right, everybody, have a great day.
Bye, y'all.